the Men and Women Talk the Mars Venus Show with your host, Kinte and Shannon. This program hosts a weekly panel of men and women who discuss topics such as dating, the workplace, family, spirituality, cheating, and of course, sex. Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, this show is simulcasted live audio and video between the website indieradio.org and YouTube, which allows listeners all over the world to gather together to tackle challenging relationship issues. And now here is your hosts, Shannon and Kinte.
Okay, introduction.
Hello, and welcome to Men and Women Talk the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm joined by my one and only co-host, Shannon. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. How was your weekend? Oh, my weekend was fine. Not exciting or anything. Just another day, but another couple of days, I guess.
You sound sad. What's wrong?
I'm not sad at all. Not at all.
You sound melancholy.
There you go. That's what you sound like.
No, I mean, it's hot. Maybe that's what it is.
It's been hot all summer. What you talking about?
No. It's hot here. So we're used to like perfect weather all the time. So when it's a little bit not perfect, it is like a big shock to the system.
Oh, boy, this is from the motherland. It's hot there.
Oh, but
I think you can adapt.
I am adapting. It's just
Bless you, Ryan.
No, sorry.
Bless you.
Yes.
Y'all ain't got the COVID over there in Canada.
I was like, coronavirus.
Nah, man, that PMOS is blocking it for him.
Why everybody think now when you cough or sneeze, you got the COVID? Like you can't sneeze or cough no more because you got the COVID.
I'm like,
it's worse than that. You can have like an eye infection, and they'll be like, "Is it COVID?" Or you break your leg, and they'll say it's COVID. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start, ladies first. How you doing, Miss Danny Redwine?
I'm doing well. Oh, y'all doing a close up on a chick. Shit.
Oh, yeah, we got to, get the ratings up.
I wasn't prepared for all that. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get our ratings up, So
okay.
So welcome, Danny Redwine. And
Thank
this
you for
brother,
having me.
Ryan Perez. What's up?
How are you guys doing?
All right.
Ryan's so cool.
Yeah, he is pretty cool. Cool brother. This is episode 172.
172.
Yes. So Shannon, making it last forever.
I just made up some stuff. I'm single as hell. And I
don't know why y'all got me on the show talking about make it last forever.
I think everybody on the show is single.
Everybody on this show is single.
I was thinking the same thing.
But, I mean, it's aspirational.
I signed up on the right night.
It's aspirational. Okay.
I said last show, I'm like, this is not the show. This is not a topic that I can advise on. I'm not an expert.
I can't either. Okay, so how we're gonna put a word in there so that we can all make it applicable. Make it not last forever.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we can all talk about that.
We done the shows about S&M. I don't be doing S&M. So
I wasn't on that show.
What?
It was a while
on the
ago.
wrong show. Why wasn't I on that show? I should have been
That
on
was a while
damn.
ago.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we did one a long time ago. This is before Shannon, so it was a long time ago.
I was like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I am an innocent.
Mm-hmm. But
I will die. Y'all can vote. Little thought, and bops.
Please disconnect your phone charger. Your phone battery has fully charged. Please phone charger.
the hell is that? Oh, that's you. Oh, wow. You got an alert
your
when your
phone
battery
charger
goes down?
say, your vibrator is fully charged. Please unplug it right now.
Right. Got on a cheetah shirt looking like WAP over there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Worship and praise, y'all. That's what she's talking about. Worship and praise.
And
Girl, I don't know why you invited me to this room. You already 7 days a week. You already
can I just say something?
Got my sinning game week.
Can I just say something though? But when you say like work, make it last forever though, forever is a long time.
I mean,
forever though. Are we saying like?
Well, forever is till death. I mean,
yeah,
forever ends when you die. I mean, really, and it doesn't even end there because your energy transfers. But my whole thing is this: when you are with someone, you never know if it's gonna be a long-term relationship. You go into it with hopes that it's gonna be a long-term relationship.
For real.
But that doesn't necessarily happen. And 70 or what's the stats now? Like 80-something% of the time, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that our world is, I don't know. I think that our world this is like going to be the new norm, like COVID, because I think that the world has made it so hard to have a normal, healthy relationship without social media, without extra stuff that's going on at your job. You got girls talking about they got work husbands, men talking about they got work wives.
I ain't got none of that.
You ain't hear about that?
No, I said I ain't got none of that. I mean,
I know, neither do I. But I work with let me just not say what
I know. Look, I already know. Me too.
Yeah, so you know, there's no pickings there, and I can't even fake a husband at my job.
Me neither.
So,
if you work at home, you can't have I guess Ryan, you can't have a work wife, right? Because you work at home.
That doesn't work over here.
So it'd have to be your wife.
No, it's called Tinder. Just booty calls.
Oh.
Booty calls.
That's what I'm talking about, Ryan. You just get them jollies off, have you a drink, have you a cocktail, and you good.
WAP Express.
Yep, some Gucci and a cocktail.
Right.
Gucci and a cocktail. You good.
I say, but I've said this many times. Most relationships started out as just booty calls, and it just evolved.
I have to disagree with you on that because I'm usually not attracted to people physically right away. Because
I'm talking about for guys. For men, maybe I shouldn't have said booty call. We were interested in the booty, and then we're like, you know what? She ain't half bad. I want a little more than that, So that's what it always starts off as. He didn't believe.
I want a little more than that.
Yeah, it's like he didn't approach you because he thought your SAT score was probably a high. The reason why he approached
college kids, because don't nobody talk about their SATs when they are full-fledged adult.
I don't even take no SAT.
The point I'm saying is, it was some sort of lust that in the beginning, but then he's like, man, she's cool, she's funny. I could see her.
A whole sweet potato pie in her bra. How about that?
Hey, so I mean that's how it begins, right? Lust. I mean, and there's lust from women too.
I mean, yeah, I've seen a guy and been like, oh, he's good looking, but I never thought like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him right now. I want to get in his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't never though. Never.
Can I cuss on this show? Is this?
Can go ahead.
Yeah. Look, I done already said coochie and fuck already, so y'all show would have been ruined.
You have ruined our ratings, Daniela.
Okay.
No, you're good.
So yeah, so the people that join in, they probably don't mind hearing about coochie and fucking and stuff. So
no,
you're welcome. No, but seriously, I've looked at a dude before and been like, he's good looking, but that didn't mean I wanted to smash him right away. Like I don't want to smash dumb dudes because I feel like that energy it transfers to me, and I already got stuff No.
Well, you can get sexually translated. You can get sexually transmitted ignorance.
Yeah.
STI.
And stupidity.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Good on that.
You know what though? If I think about it, I probably have felt dumb after some encounters. So you're probably right.
You probably fucked some dumb girls, and that was the result of that.
Yeah. But then again, though, they were smart enough to sleep with me. They were smart enough to sleep with me, so they couldn't have been that dumb.
I don't know if they were smart,
but they might have been dumb on other levels.
Oh, okay.
Like right, like they go to the restaurant and they mispronounce shit.
Have you? I don't know. Have you ever? Has anybody ever been involved with somebody that you didn't feel like was that intelligent?
Yes. Do you want to hear my story?
Oh yes, let's hear this.
Oh my gosh. This dude, now Shannon, I'm about to tell you right now, this man is a beautiful man. Like
send me a picture.
Very, very good looking. I'll send you a picture of him. Very good looking guy. He works out. He is a physical trainer. Very, very handsome. Mm-hmm. Nice body, cuts, all that shit. And he is dumb as a box of rocks. I'm just gonna say this: when I realized that he was dumb, I was trying to ghost him. I was trying to get away from him because I was like, I can't bring this nigga around. I can't bring this dude around nobody because he's dumb and he sound dumb. And if he talk long enough, everybody gonna know he dumb. So I can't talk to him. I gotta get away. So I was trying to get away from him. I was dodging him. And he started sending me these texts, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to tell him. So I'm texting him. I'm like, I just don't think we're compatible. I don't think it's gonna work out. Da da da. So he was like, okay. He must have thought about it for a couple of days. Text me back and was like, well, I want to still take you out to dinner. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea because, I don't know if that's gonna work out in our favor. It's not gonna benefit us to go out to dinner and. What are we doing? And he was like, yeah, I didn't really appreciate that one day when you text me and told me that that we was that word. That word. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you remember when you text me and you told me that we wasn't that word. We wasn't that word. I said, compatible? Yeah. Yeah. You said we wasn't compatible. I said, do you know what compatible means? And he was like dead silent, didn't return the text. So I literally had to text him the definition of compatibility.
Wow.
For him to get what I said. This is a grown-ass man. Shannon, now that I told the story. He didn't know what compatible, but he was confused on what I said we were.
Wow.
We're not compatible. It's not going to work out.
You'd have blew him away if you brought up words like monogamy.
Man! I would have blown him away. And another thing I didn't like about him is he had tiny hands. He had like little people hands.
Jeez, he's buff with tiny hands. Is that from steroids or something?
I don't know where it's from because I didn't research it, but I know that it doesn't look well together. That's all I know. I've seen the whole outfit. And I was like, oh, no. That's not
tiny hands. Wow. Tiny hands and a tiny IQ. Wow. He sounds like a winner.
But a beautiful face and a beautiful body.
But you know what though?
It compensates.
But we can make an argument that maybe society.
I don't think he knows what that means.
But there's some people, men and women, who have gotten over their whole life on their looks, right? So, pretty much. I know some people, I know some chicks who the only great asset is their ass, and they've been living off their booty their whole life. You know what I mean? Like for
it's
real.
a gift.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, it's
I think the creator bestows gifts on people. Some people are intelligent. Some people have the good looks. You know, it works. Some people can cook.
Considering.
Well, no, but
yeah,
some
man.
people just have good looks or
You
have
can ride that until the wheels fall off. There's so many people that get over just on their looks, and I ain't mad at them. I mean, like, hey, you know, use it as long as you can, you know. So, and then this person seems like, you know, he's never really had to you know, to be intelligent, you know, because probably he gets by a lot. Probably has people doing stuff for him and all that kind of stuff, and people are willing to overlook a lot of stuff when you good looking.
Yeah, there's drawbacks to everything, right? There's some people that have no communication skills. Some people that, you know, are grimy, that lie a lot. You know, there's so many different things. There are benefits to an individual, and there are, you know, drawbacks. You know, it's just, I think it's you know, Shannon may disagree, but I think the creator has just ways of bestowing gifts on people because, you know, really, if you have good looks, you can carry a message. You can be a front person to, you know, change your community.
I was told that I only get away. Yeah, but I was told that I get away with shit just because of that, and I kind of think it's bullshit. People are like, you get away with saying shit, and nobody will say anything to you. I get people come for me all the time. So I think that that's full of shit.
But you can't say you're a very beautiful woman, Danny. I'm sure you've got your fair share of trinkets in life because of looks. I'm not saying your whole. Obviously, you're an intelligent person. You're talented, but you've got. I'm sure there's some things that happen.
I have an argument about that because if I was that cute, I would have a lot more.
But no. You are.
So,
but you know what it is, though.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
If that was the case,
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
What?
Because there's women who are not even on your level, who are killing the game, right? It's because you have talents outside of your appearance, and so you've never I'm assuming, I haven't known you your whole life, but you seem like a person that's tried to get through life on your own merit. So that's not your focus. So because that's not your focus, if you dedicated your life to cashing in on your looks, you'd be
change our focus is Danny.
Well, shit, what I need, sign a nigga up. What I need to do, like, the application. I don't need to be paid off.
There's guys right now that will fly you wherever you want to go.
Man, I'm trying to get paid off these boobs.
How can I capitalize off of that?
Man, there's a lot of guys.
I'm just saying, people don't just cash you out because you're cute. That's not a reality.
No, but see, though, people who get by like that, they put all their focus to it. So because you don't do that, because you have a lot more to offer, you don't do that. But if you just was like vicious like that, man, you'd be killing it. Your place would be paid for, you know.
Well, shit, I need to be vicious. Is there a teacher that teaches you how? Is there a class I need to sign up for? Like, if there was a class I could sign up for, I would try to incorporate that in my life. My life is pretty.
And then I'll say this about men. Men are the thirstiest probably in the history of ever. So you don't even have to do nothing. Like back in the day, you had to put up something even to get money out of guys. Now you can just blow in their ear and they'll be like, here you go. You know, so you don't even have to be that committed to the game to do it. So it's crazy. But you know, it's like, okay, so getting back on topic, we need to do a whole show about that. I actually got
let's do it.
But I'll say this. There's a term that I used to hear Shannon use a lot. I can't remember the last time I heard Shannon say this, but you always talked about dating with intention, right?
Should.
Huh?
You should. It's important.
But see, though, that depends, though. If you're like Ryan, who's just trying to be out there in the streets and have a good time, that's his intent. Well, I guess that is his intention. But
that's not my intention.
Ryan, you trying to settle down?
Well, I didn't say I wanted to settle down, but I don't want to be out in these streets.
I'm about to send you this picture, Shannon.
All right.
You ready?
But so, but it depends. I guess it depends on your intention. If you're trying to settle down, if you're trying to get married, if that's your goal and your aim, then okay, then that's what you should work for or work towards. But here's the thing: is trying to find someone who's like-minded, and people lie. People do
lie.
They lie.
People do lie.
So Shannon, will you use Shannon for example? Shannon has made it very clear what she wants. Shannon is looking to settle down and make a life for herself with a significant other. Yeah. So I'm going to imagine that when you even talk to a guy, you probably make it clear up front, right?
I mean, I don't want to scare nobody away, but I sure ain't playing games with you either.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come over here and just fill on my booty.
So my thing is, you've been around for a while. Can you tell if someone's putting you on, Shannon?
Yeah, like playing a game,
or saying what you want to hear.
I've met a lot of people who, yeah, they're full of it,
and you can tell pretty quickly, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking.
Like I was wondering, are there any telltale signs that you look for to see if a guy's real serious? Because I know a lot of guys, they'll be on those matchmaking things. They're really just in it to get laid. But they'll say,
I'm about to come over here and fill on my booty. So I get that out the way right away. I'm like, no, this ain't what it is on me.
Yeah. So you're going to either get, this is what you're going to end up getting. You're going to get the guy who wants to challenge, who is like, okay, she say that, but, I can do my, magic or whatever, voodoo, and I can, possibly I'm going to get what I want. And then you're going to get the guy who is going to be put off by it and be like, oh, man, it's too much work there.
And I'd be like, okay, well, bye.
Do you get that a lot?
I don't get anything. It's a Sahara desert around these dry. Mailbox dry, inbox dry, text box dry, emails dry. Everything is dry. Dry.
Dang, that's kind of a.
I was just about to do the beat.
I know, right? You about to do the beat to it, right? Well, now you're not, Danny. You were married before. You were married before, so you're not like. I mean, I don't know. You're not looking to settle down at this point, right? Because you're working on your career, the kids, right? Are you looking to settle down?
I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I'm not interested in being in a relationship right now.
Oh, so you don't even want to be in a relationship?
I'll go on a dinner date. I'll go on a dinner date.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not interested in building a relationship right now.
Include some tacos.
I mean, if I find someone that's like, if I happen to meet somebody that's like super fucking irresistible and he's just adorable and cute and is sweet to me, then I mean, it is what it is. I would definitely want to be with that person if they make me feel a type of way. But that's not what I'm seeking. Not actively seeking a man. I'm not on date sites or going to parties, or if it happens, it happens. And I'm in Grand Rapids, so the shit is it's looking real shady for me here. So
oh wow.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go to another state.
You know what's so funny about it is I probably am in the best place than you guys. Right, because
Yeah.
because I know that in Calgary, Ryan is always complaining. You as well, Danny, and then Shannon very famously complains about the options where she's at. So, but I don't necessarily. But see, though, I don't like women that are from here, but I'll take imports. So I'm always looking for the import. Like I'm serious. Like if I meet a girl and she goes, and I ask her where she's from, and she says she was born and raised in LA, I'm instantly not attracted. But if she says, "Oh, I've been in LA for like under, I'll say 2 years," then okay, But it seems like once they're here for like 3 years, they get turned into this other person or whatever.
Y'all done got me looking at the dumb dude pictures now. Now I'm reading his post, and okay, y'all want to hear a dumb post?
Okay,
y'all shouldn't
Stephanie
have said
says,
nothing to me about this dumb dude. Okay, this is it. This is his post, y'all. I got something to say. I'm not racist, but I love all my people.
That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, actually.
I mean, you got something to say, so that means you just stopped everybody from doing what they're doing because you have something to say, and then you say, "I'm not racist, but I love all my people."
Dude, I'm not gay, but I like
I
myself.
love all my people too, but it's some guys that I just can't stand.
It says a good sign is if he doesn't ask very many questions about your life. That's a good sign. Interesting.
Stephanie, you have to
Yeah.
Is you at the park right now, Stephanie? Stop talking to us. You supposed to spend some quality time with your
A good sign is imports.
Oh, import is what you call them? Yeah.
Good,
for sure.
Black and Jeff
Imports. Yeah.
Lopez called
Imports. Yeah, I wouldn't mind import. I would like a guy with an accent of some sort.
When I say import, I don't mean like from another country. I mean not from Los Angeles.
I wouldn't mind dating a foreign guy. I feel like maybe American men are somewhat ruined.
Oh, honey, that we could have a show about that.
Yeah,
I know, but see, everybody jumps on me when I say things. People like jump on me like, "Oh, you tripping? Da, da, da. Why you saying that?" And then I get quiet, but it be a lot of truth in the shit. So
I feel the same way. American women are ridiculous. So we understand.
American women, a little bit tarnished. Yes.
You know what though?
A little bit damaged.
Maybe we should go to another planet, find love.
No, you can go to another planet and procreate.
See what that Martian walk like.
You do what you do.
And I don't know. For me, I'm concerned that maybe there's not a guy out there for me because I'm a motherfucker. Not to be with. So
yeah.
I ain't even about to hold you up. I'm crazy, sexy, cool, heavy on the crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's gonna take a special individual.
Mm-hmm. But you know what though? Honestly though, I do feel like, to be honest with you, I mean I think part of the issues always is us, right? So maybe we're just not in the right frame of mind or whatnot to be in it, right? If maybe that's what it is, I mean, because I don't know, it's like I've seen people who were definitely not the married type, and then they change things about their life, and then next thing you know, they met the person. It's like maybe it's the energy thing. I don't know, the universe or whatever. I don't know. Some mystical type shit.
I just think you need to be in the right place at the right time, because I feel like you can manifest like onion rings, but you can't. I don't think you can manifest human beings. I don't think the world works like that because, we
They
all
say you
have,
can't manifest your partner.
I really don't
They say you
believe
can
that.
manifest
I think that people got goodwill. I think you just have to be the right place, the right time, and you can't give up on yourself. We have to keep on trying, because if we feel like we're not good enough, we're not going to look. There's the difference between those who win and those who don't. And those who don't want to win. Those who want to win, they go out of the way and make it happen. So we can't really necessarily give up on the relationship part, but we can't expect that someone's going to magically fall from the sky. There has to be efforts. I think sometimes people are too strung up on who they are as an individual that they think that people need to just approach them with, and roll out the
Amen. Amen. I agree with that. And like Andre was saying, maybe we do more pointing the finger than self-reflection. I definitely agree with that. I mean,
that's why
I watched this podcast.
I'm working on me.
It was a bunch of single sisters, and it's I can't remember the name of the show. It's a pretty cool show, and it was like probably like 8. They had 8 people on the show. Wow. 8 sisters, and they were talking about how dreadful the dating life is for them and how bad it was. But they were talking about how they were so awesome and people just couldn't handle their awesomeness. And that's what was wrong with the men, was they just couldn't handle how awesome they were. And I'm just sitting there like listening to them for like 2 seconds. I'm like, you're not that awesome. Like, what is, like.
Hey, you asking for the wrong thing. I need a man that can handle these flaws I got.
You got to know who you are. You got to know your flaws. You got to know all those
Exactly.
Things. But you also got to know that you also got to know your worth. And there's a difference between being self-inflated and being self-aware. And at the end of the day, I have flaws, but let me tell you, I'm flawsome. Okay, so you ain't gotta like it. Hell, I like it. At the end of the day, but you don't know all about me.
Right, I got my flaws have made me who I am. So
look, flaws.
I mean, to be honest with, like you said, knowing your worth. Most people have an inflated view of themselves.
Not true. Not most people.
Yes, look at everyone's emojis, because remember when Facebook rolled out the emojis? Some people look like Wesley Snipes, but they put themselves looking like Michael Jackson during the bad stage. Like some people have a view of themselves, in terms of their self-perception.
I think we have skewed views of other people. I don't think everybody has a jacked up view of themselves. I think some people downplay themselves. Some people are on the for real legit humble, and then there are people who are inflated, but that's not most people.
I would say most people are inflated.
Tend to be in the limelight, or they do a lot of talking, or they're always on social media, or they're the loud friend. Like, I don't think most people, because if that's the case, how do you explain my entire crew?
Your who?
My entire crew.
Well, you guys were born in a pumpkin patch where y'all was just awesome. So let's talk about what's really going on in these streets.
We're not enough.
Most people, most people do have a crazy inflated view of themselves.
Well, it takes a long time for people to get to know people, right? You get in a relationship, the first 3 months is like la 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 la.
That's
how many times you see people who live in a mama's basement, got 3 eyes. I can just go on and talking about I need me a girl with got goals and aspirations. I need Halle Berry. Like, you're like, dude, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I mean, it's a lot of that going on. A lot of, and that's what it's like. The dating apps and stuff like that. Most people, they're trying to hit a home run. They're trying to, hit a home run they don't deserve, and they're like, because like I've said this before, people treat those things like you're ordering from Amazon. You know how you can filter down, where you only see the shoes that are size 14 that are red, that are Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Essentially, what you're saying is that, ugly people should go after ugly people?
Why is it ugly men have a very inflated self? Ugly women do too. I mean, some, but
even ugly people have standards, yo. Like,
and when I say ugly,
it's a lot of women that aren't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say there's a lot of women that aren't really, really beautiful, but are really, really successful, and they still end up in good relationships. Like I think it's a case by case scenario. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that are full of themselves and full of shit, and there's a lot of people that really want a genuine relationship. So I think that they're all out there, but it's just all about you being able to identify what they are and what they're bringing to the table for you as an individual. Because like I said, I know most of my city, so it's hard for me to date here because I know everybody here. Like if I don't know you directly, I know your family or I know your cousin. I might have dated your brother, you know what I'm saying? Like it's Grand Rapids is just a small.
It's his relationships again.
This is about long-lasting relationships, but I don't think we're talking
love
about
Carlos, and happy birthday, Carlos.
Happy birthday, Carlos.
Yeah, we talk about relationship stuff.
Happy birthday. What you mean?
Yeah, but then next week we're supposed to talk about OnlyFans. So
I mean, that's a relationship. It's just
that is true. It's a different kind.
Somebody was trying to talk me doing OnlyFans until I figured out what it was. I was like, no, sir.
Comedy in the nude on OnlyFans. You could do stand up in the nude on OnlyFans.
No, that's not happening.
Hey man,
comedy in the nude.
What's up, Linda Marr? What's up, man? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, okay, what has changed in our society? Because it seems like
everything.
There was a time,
social media.
Grandma, Grandpa, they were together for 70 years.
Everything has changed, Kente.
Yeah.
The way we communicate, the way we meet, the way we handle each other, the way we define relationships, the way we allow people to approach us. If we're too available, we're thirsty. If we're not available enough, we're ghosting you. If we're not available at your call for every single text message of the day to know when you went to the bathroom.
And we're selfish and we're ashamed.
Busy and you ain't got time for me and I'll just go mess with my other hoes. Like everything has changed. The culture, the communication, the community, everything has changed. And the older
I don't think people trust
that part. And people haven't dealt with their
people
hurt.
Don't trust because people haven't dealt with their hurt. But if I'm gonna get in a relationship, my next relationship, my dude has got to know everything about me and be able to accept it. Like my past shit, the shit that I fucked up on, the stuff that I'm going through currently, anything that might dredge up some emotion for me because I'm an empath. I get in my feelings sometimes. So I need him to be able to accept all of that. So for that's a heavy load for a man that might not be interested in everything that's happened in my past. He may just want to be interested in what's going on in my life currently. Like,
yeah,
you know,
there's too much for the one that's meant to be with you, Danny.
Right. That's what I'm looking for. And that shit ain't out there.
I honestly think that things have changed.
That shit ain't out there. You know what I'm saying? So
he just discouraged because he like, man, she can't be where I'm at. Where's she at though? He didn't know you was all the way in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah,
I think things have changed because like we live in a world of options. We have options now.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know,
you have red or blue. Now you got red, blue, brick, maroon,
rainbow.
You got like 50,000 colors and it's like pick one. But I want them all.
Yeah.
I want them all.
don't think people want that. I think people want specifically what they want, and I think whether they live in their mama's basement or not, I think their choices are their choices, and their decisions are their decisions. It's just that we have options, and people have to come correct, right? Because otherwise, like, you will be ghosted. Like, it's easy. Before it wasn't easy, and then you'd be like my grandparents and be like cussing each other out every time we go to like Thanksgiving dinner. They're all, you remember like Living Color, we good together. You remember that skit?
Right, I remember.
And then they start throwing. That's my grandparents. They don't love each other, but they did it
together.
They did together.
Exactly what I said.
We don't want to live like that. It's just options, and I think you just have to work. I think right now we just have to work harder to get the people that we want in our lives. We just sitting. A lot of us in our 30s, we're just sitting there waiting for Mrs. Right show up. We're like, and we're expecting all of this, and we're not even all that. We got to work hard too, right? Like, we have to lift ourselves up. You can't just expect someone to just love you for who you are. At the same time, you want that, but you know what? Everybody has their taste. So we got to work just as hard to get, the right people in our lives as they do, and not think.
Wait a minute. It's impossible to find someone that would love you for who you are?
Who said that?
No, I'm asking Ryan.
No, I didn't think it. I think there's always going to be. Everyone has their. All I'm trying to say is that everybody has their preferences, and I think that sometimes you just being yourself and not like working out or not maybe eating healthy, or maybe it's having more money or a better career or whatever. A lot of us just sit there waiting for someone to show up, and we're not even presenting ourselves in the best light. We have to work hard. It's options. That's why people are not spending or taking dating as seriously as they used to, because you know what? They can't just flick right and draw the line, because people.
But is that better though?
Yeah,
is that better though? Is that better though? I mean, are those real options though? Like, I mean,
no, because I'm not sitting around waiting on nobody.
Yeah,
but I'm afraid of Tinder because I don't want my goody trees to be tainted.
I'm not saying.
I'm not going to.
I'm not doing no fake.
My goody trees to stay.
I don't have the energy.
I need my goody trees to stay fresh and
okay, so
STD free.
The options thing, right? We all want people. Nobody. What do they say? Nobody wants somebody that nobody else wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want somebody that everybody else wants, then you're gonna just have to get in line, right?
Yeah, that line is too long. And it's hard.
Not necessarily, because that person might not be interested in the people that's in the line.
This is true. Might not be.
But someone who
might look at the line and be like, I'm gonna come back next week.
Someone who has the ability to pick and choose, right? Whoever they want, right? That's a superpower, right? So let's say Ryan, right? We'll use Ryan as an example. Ryan got all these women that would give their left titty to be with him, right?
That's not
just
true.
They left titty though.
They left titty.
Left titty.
And the portion right now, of the right? So all these women want Ryan, right? And then Ryan starts dating you, right? When I say you, I mean with Lady X. Well, Ryan got these options, right? Because he's a cool guy. Women like him. How can you expect him to only date you? Because he has all these wonderful options that he could just every night he could just be like, I'm gonna try. Let's say that treat women like their flavors. Right.
Let me say this.
Wait.
It's not a forever line, because I think after a while that kind of lifestyle gets tiring. Man, dudes that have the options go broke, spending money on women all the time and having problems. Like, there's a time when that train runs out. It's not that you just have all these options and you just go on and on and on and on and on. Like, people get attached. There's certain, so it does. The train ends. It's either the train, if the train is going on, then you're going to end up with some STDs. You know what I mean? You're going to probably fall into some drugs if that's the kind of lifestyle that you're going to be living, just dating people over and over and over, because people are not perfect. They're crazy ass people, and if you roll the dice, you're going to find somebody crazy, right?
No,
so I don't think it's an ongoing.
But
thing.
what I'm saying is, if you got that superpower, you're going to want to use it.
But it gets even harder because I know women that get a lot of requests on their Tinders and stuff like that. They get hundreds. It gets overwhelming because majority of the dudes that want to mess with these women just want to get in their pants. So it makes it even harder to find the person that is, when you have all those options, it gets overwhelming. You kind of want that train to stop unless you have a low self-esteem. I can't imagine someone going from one person to another person without that eating away at their soul after time.
Right?
Yeah, but it may be a long ass time before that happens. Because what they say, especially for us men, right? They tell us when we're in our 20s, right? We're supposed to sow our oats and enjoy life. Don't settle down. Have fun, and then when you get older, then that's when you get married and and all of that kind of stuff. Even though back in the day, you did get married pretty young, but especially now, right? You're not supposed to settle down.
Yeah.
And right now, it's hard to settle down because financially, people are, like back. You could actually have a nice, not like a really great job, but live very comfortably. Mm-hmm. Now, especially if you live in a big city, it's hard to maintain a place to stay, a car, all of that kind of stuff, and not be making like a whole lot of money because of the cost of living with, and then if you went to college, you probably got school loans you got to pay off. I know so many people that's like, I ain't gonna really try to settle down until these student loans get, until I get from under that. Then that's what
your mind could be on your shit forever.
Right. Like I don't want to say, I was about to say who this person is, but it's one of my family members who's very successful, right? Is a doctor, and they're almost 60, and so you can imagine when they got out of college or school, they still got. She's basically gonna pay those things to show. You know what I mean? And so people financially are in a worse place, I think, now. I know people who make really good money and are barely getting by.
Right.
I know some people who are making almost six figures, if not six figures, and if they lose one of them checks, they in trouble. So financially, finances is a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
And that so you got to consider that when you decide who you're going to be with. I don't know what percentage would you say, Shannon, is his finances that you, when you consider a guy that you are going to be with?
What do you mean? What percentage?
Like if we had a pie, like a pie chart, looks,
pie chart of
intelligence, all of these different things. What would you say on your pie chart is his finances?
35%.
35%. Okay. What about you, Ryan? Is that something that you think about? Like, what's she doing as far as finances?
She just has to be stable. I never really thought about it in a percentage wise of what would. I don't want to be the sole provider. I don't want to be that person. I want to be with someone that has her own money and possibly her own business or whatever, and then we kind of build our assets together, kind of thing. But it's someone that can equally be a part of that. And even if they don't have the money, it's okay. They just have to provide some sort of value to the relationship. And money I'm not exchanging something for monetary value. I'm just saying, like, there has to be some sort of equal value in terms of the way I feel about that individual, to even consider someone that doesn't have their own money. But I think I want to be with someone. I think it's not necessarily about the money, but someone that understands entrepreneurship or the hustle. Someone who knows how to hustle, that gets the hustle. I'm more interested in individuals like that.
Okay, because you find more men care more about finances of their mates than I would say in the past. You hear that a lot more, What about you, Danny? How I know you're not looking to settle down, but how much is his finances do you if we had like a pie graph of looks, intelligence, all of that kind of stuff, where would his finances fit in that?
Well, the first time I married for love, and that shit didn't work out. So next time we are gonna speed that shit up, and we're gonna marry someone that is financially well off. So if I don't meet someone that has his shit together financially, I am not cutting any cake. So that's how that shit is landed. Other than that, I mean,
I be with him.
What was that?
I said we gonna cut some cake. It just won't be with him.
It's not gonna be with nobody that's broke. I'm not doing that no more. I could be broke by myself. I do well. I bring a lot to the table. I'm very domestic. I'm a freak in the sheets. I mean, it's not much that I wouldn't do to please my man. So with that being said, when I do meet him, I'm gonna be good to him, but I'm not gonna rush any of my good things and qualities just to be in a relationship.
Now, I guess we got to define broke because remember there was TLC had a song back in the day called
just paying your bills, just being able to pay your bills. We're talking about extra. We're talking about different accounts. We're talking about residual incomes. We're talking about 401ks, pensions, trips when you get old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to just be surviving out here like I am.
She said, well, the guy that thinks he's fly, and he's also known as a buster.
Can't be living with your mama. You have to be.
Luke said, "How broke
you have to be paying your own bills, and be financially stable." Like, I'm not gonna. I don't want somebody to ask me to pay for something.
Yeah,
try to go in my purse. Absolutely not.
I need you to have
all. If I'm gonna take care of you, and that's what I think. Another thing that America has gotten away from: a man is supposed to take care of a woman, and a lot of women are stuck in being independent and taking care of themselves when really it's supposed to be a man taking care of you. And that's not something a man used to want a pat on the back for. That was something they took pride in. And I think that a lot of men now think that they are afraid to get involved with a woman because she wants something from him. Yeah, she wants something from you. She wants commitment. She wants trust. She wants loyalty. She wants financial stability. I mean, these are the things that are just that thing that women want, period. There's not a woman out there that says, I want a dude that I have to take care of and struggle and be out here in the streets and give him my check and I don't get to do shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what women want. You don't hear women saying that shit. That's bananas.
Andre says, what if the mother's elderly and she lives with the man, not he lives with her?
If who elderly? You talking about me?
No. He said
there's nothing wrong with
fighting words. What now?
There's nothing wrong with that. Breaking down situations and understanding the individual for what they have going on is one thing. But if they just living high off the hog and saying, oh, yeah, I live with my parents because they said I could and I'm 52. Nah, boo. We're not about to do that.
What's up?
I don't think.
What up, boo?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Carlos.
So, we're talking about this idea of making it last forever. And every person who's probably ever got into a marriage, unless you were just in it for the money, I don't know anybody who goes, you know what, in 2 years, I'm going to be out of this. Like most people are pretty much, they think it's going to be forever, right? when you walk down that aisle, you thinking I found the love of my life. That this person is going to be with me for better or for worse. And you start envisioning what your life is going to be like in the future, right? With this person. But a funny thing happens sometimes during relationships. People grow tired of each other. People do things that was unexpected. Infidelity happens. All kind of things. And I was recently, somebody told, sorry, Stephanie's hilarious. I was recently told that we should do a show on cheating. And I was like, we've done shows on cheating before. And this person said, nah, like you need to really get into the nitty gritty of cheating. Like have people who really their lives have been changed through infidelity and stuff. And I said, that might be interesting, because I think we talked about it more so from a place of what we wouldn't like if that were to happen, besides being real specific.
Yeah, I can't relate.
I think we've all been cheated on,
add
right?
to that one.
I think we've all probably been cheated on.
I have not been cheated on, and I have not cheated on my ex, so that wasn't our issue. I'm not for sure. I can't speak on that one.
Well, I've been cheated on.
I don't lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth if that's what it is.
Only thing I cheated on is my kid.
That's not my experience, Mr. Carlos. So I'm not sure what yours is, but that's not mine.
Yeah.
Mine is majority have cheated.
Oh wow.
No, not necessarily with me. I'm just saying majority of women that I know have cheated, including people, not everybody that I dated, but a lot of people that I dated also.
Yeah.
Whether on me or somebody else that they've dated.
Oh,
I've never cheated in a relationship, but I'll cheat on my diet. If I say I'm going to eat clean today, 9 times out of 10, that's a lie. I'm going to eat a piece of candy or something. But today I did good.
I mean, cheating is, I guess if we ever do that show, we'll get deep into those woods, but there's so many.
I don't view cheating like I have a really bad disdain for cheaters, so it's not really mine.
Oh, me too. I think it's not. I think cheating is demonic. How about that?
People justify cheating, though.
We're in the same boat. But
that should be cool.
But the idea though is that there's so many reasons why relationships fail. And if you actually rewind the wedding video, you rewind the wedding video, you're going back up the aisle, right?
And you can kind of see a hint.
Right.
No, Stephanie, I don't know. I might have been cheated on, but they might have got away with it. I don't know. I'm just saying, I never found out. I never knew. If somebody did cheat on me, I didn't know about it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think the idea, if you want to make it
like a nuclear bomb going to be dropped somewhere? I hear sirens.
Yeah, there is some sort of siren type thing. What is that? I don't know.
You hear sirens?
Yeah, it does sound kind of siren.
Or maybe a computer fan, one or the other. Sorry.
It's probably, that might be what it is. But so I don't know. I think in order for you to stay in a situation where it lasts forever, it really takes. I think you can't be a selfish person.
Man.
Both of you guys have to be selfless, I think.
I want to knock Ryan out because now I've been thinking about onion rings for the last 20 minutes.
So let me ask you this, Carlos.
Yeah.
Would you refer to yourself in relationships as being a selfless person?
I don't know. I don't believe anybody's selfless completely. So and I'm not like it's one of those things you're not really conscious about it unless you are conscious about it that you want to be. I think the person has to be conscious about it because it's easy to just turn into something else.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in a relationship, a lot of, everybody who's in a long-term relationship usually end up either breaking up for one of a few reasons, outside of being mean to each other or mistreating each other, whatever. Usually it's because in the process of growing up, you turn to someone else.
Motion detected at the front door.
Was that Ryan?
Okay.
Or was that you?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay. That was funny.
I ain't got that service at my house.
I don't either. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
That's Ryan.
Ryan.
That's Ryan, the same one that's got the fully charged. My neighbor has increased capacity.
You got Hal 2000 over there. Uh-huh.
What else you got over there?
Yeah, he got Hal 2000 over there.
So as they grow up, they change and they're different people, and then they might not like each other anymore. And that's usually what ends up causing divorces and relationship breakups and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate, but it's natural.
Here's your story.
Oh shit! Sorry.
You know what though? Think about like your non-romantic friend of people, right? How many times? I don't know if you've ever experienced this where you've actually outgrown people.
Yeah.
You know, and you may have to cut them off. You know, like there's people that I used to deal with. Maybe I knew them from school or whatever, and then at a certain point,
I just had to recently. I know.
And I mean, like, I remember when there was a situation when I was really young where it was a guy I grew up with. I'm talking about from damn near birth, right? We lived across the street from each other. And then when I was going to high school, he was going to the gang thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what I was about. And I had to, I couldn't be his friend no more. We almost got jumped over some stuff, with his thing, and I had to realize like we couldn't like hang no more. You know what I mean? So if that happens in non-romantic relationships, sometimes family members you outgrow, which, which is sad sometimes, So if you can imagine when we, if you don't evolve as a human being, like if I think about the Kente in his 20s versus the Kente now, it's a completely different person.
Exactly. And unless you're, like you mentioned before, unless you're really conscious about the type of person you're trying to be, it's hard to track the fact that you're even changing. Right. So if you don't know, if you can track that you're changing because you're not conscious about it, you're not tracking that your mate is changing too. So next thing you know, you're just getting into silly fights, arguments for no reason at all, like things that you never would have argued about before. You start getting picky up. And that starts creating the turmoil, which eventually leads to, I'm not happy anymore.
Yeah.
If you pass a certain age, though, there's a point of tolerance for some people, which is why we look at our parents or grandparents that might have stayed together. But you know what? There ain't nothing better out there.
They were happy, right?
They were happy,
right? Exactly.
Because here I am.
I think a lot of people still do that to this day, though.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna be 50 in I don't know how many minutes or hours or whatever, and I'm single now, and it sucks because I was in a 20-year marriage, and I'm coming into this new world of wilderness. Before I got married, there was no internet or apps and iPhones and all this type of stuff, and she ended up cheating, using an app on an iPhone. So all this.
She's cheating on an iPhone.
Well, in other words, she was using an app to talk to the guy with encrypted messages.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. So she used technology that's in your hand to be able to be like, hey, whatever they're doing, right? And I'm not gonna knock her anymore, but the point is. Sometimes people have this new access to like humans all over the world. Like I mentioned in my comments, hey, I've seen people's insides and outsides that I don't even know. You know, I get all sorts of pictures, and I'm like, I don't even know you. You know, if you date somebody, it used to take months or weeks or whatever, you know, depending on how fast you are in terms of, you know, getting along and be intimate with each other before you can see their body.
Yeah.
Now I can just show up in a group or who knows what, and now it's like, woohoo, a free for all.
Yeah.
So it's a different world for me. Like now I feel like an old man. Like I'm like, oh my God, you know, please put something on. You know, I don't feel like a young guy. A young guy who might be like, yes, you're showing it.
It's definitely, things have definitely changed. I don't know if it's for the better. I can't, or maybe just things are just different. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure that for some women, not all, obviously, it's a new liberty. You know, think about the past, and we've taught, you know, women have been either repressed by their families or parents or whatever. They didn't have certain rights. I mean, you know, this can go on centuries that we can converse about how, let's say, just on the female side alone, there's been a judgment of sorts. We judge about how they look, how they dress, how, you know, what they put on, all this type of stuff. And now this internet, this new environment has created a whole new liberty that allows them to be like, you know what, I don't give a shit anymore. Now I don't, you know.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's options, because you know what? I was in a relationship recently, and you look at the person and you're like, you're never going to change. It doesn't matter what I say to you. It doesn't matter how I say it. It doesn't matter how I deliver it. You don't, like, I'm just going to use a hypothetical. You don't please me in bed. You don't do the things that I like. You don't dress up. You don't do those sort of things. After a while, a person just realized you're not going to change. Right. And, you know, when you have options, then you can go and see, you know what, am I still, like, you know, I know that there's some women out there that say, you know, am I still sexy? Does someone actually think that I'm attractive? Because my man comes home and doesn't say I'm attractive. You know, I was in a relationship with my baby's mama, and, you know, I was coming home. I was working because I was a manager for a department store. I would come home. I would work 16-hour days and then see her and my son late at night when they're sleeping. You know, after a while, she just fell out of love. She didn't tell me no because she knew I was all about that hustle, that life. I only learned the lesson until after all of that went down, that I don't want to live like that. But the reality was and is that, you know, sometimes, like I said earlier, we have to work hard for our relationships. And that's why I recommend couples therapy. I think that the one thing that I did in the last 2 years, and I keep on mentioning it, is couples therapy, because, you know, you get put back in check. Because in relationships, you pass the honeymoon stage, and then you get comfortable with the individual. And comfortable is not enough. Like cooking me dinner or whatever you got to do that you think that is, because everyone does, when it comes to love, everybody does things that they think is their expression of love. But the person that they're trying to show that they love that person has a whole definition of what love means to them. And we have to kind of get to that point where we're on the same page. Otherwise, people are going to start looking, even if it's just to see if there's options out there. Because some relationships get tired.
There's another thing I want to add to that is there's a lot of women or people in general, you know, guys and girls, who live the attitude of, I'm fine. Why should I have to change for you? Right? Like we're living this new modern. It's not feminism. It's not. I don't think ego, perhaps, where it's like, look, I'm fine. If you don't like me, somebody else will. You know, hence you fall into the options thing. But a lot of people don't want to learn that they might not be good.
Right. You might suck. Right.
You know, you might just be a shitty person, and we're trying to tell you, stop being so shitty. Yeah. And you're like, nah, I don't want to. No, this is just how I am. Take it or leave it. And
oh my God, I hate that shit.
Right.
Where it's like, no, you need to change. You're a terrible person.
But then we have to also look at ourselves and say, well, why are we telling them to change? They're their own person.
Yeah, no, some people do need to change. Let's just keep it.
No, I get that, but we also have to understand that people are their own. If they want to be shitty and that's just who they are, that's who they want to be. And she just left.
We're tired, so I get it.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I feel like I know I hear what you're saying. Everybody just it's one of those things that drives me nuts when I hear people say they want people to just accept the way they are or whatever. It's like, no, you're not acceptable. So hey, what's up, Aaron? It's been a minute, man.
What's up, Aaron?
So but look, man, hey, I always what I always say is if that works for you, beautiful. Good luck with that. So
yeah.
I don't know. I have a quick hook. So I hit that eject button. Yeah, no, not that hook.
Okay.
I hit that eject button. So you gotta have you have to have that that mindset of plentiful mindset. What's up now? Anna is what a lot of us are trying to get to. You've been married for a long time, right?
Yeah, it'll be 28 years on the 29th.
Wow.
So what's your secret? What's the secret?
Don't deal with shittiness.
Yeah, deal with the shittiness. Like deal with your own and deal with the others. And be willing to put up with really, really hard times sometimes. My husband had to have brain surgery like 2 months, 1 month after our youngest was born, so about 16 years ago. And that was hard. Like there was a moment where I wondered if when he woke up, would he remember who I was? That was scary. And he did. He remembered me. So that was good.
Wow. And that's so good though. I mean, it seems like it's getting rarer and rarer, people staying together for so long, because I like to believe that once I jump the broom, that it's gonna be forever,
I can say as a person who I dated when I was younger, obviously, but one thing I noticed is that everybody's always going to end up in a shitty relationship. It doesn't matter how nice or sweet the person is. At some point, you're going to be disappointed, or they're going to be disappointed. And if you're expecting it to be perfect the whole way through, it's never going to happen. So if you're okay, like, you have to have flexibility and compromise in your expectation of what your whole life is going to be like. And that's part of the package of being like, you know what? At least he cares, or at least she cares, or at least, there's something there that's bonding us together. He might snore, he might, fart in bed, or, whatever other stupid things you might pick on, or he might watch these black and white old movies that I want to see all the new stuff. There might be stuff that you just don't match up with. Or maybe he gets loud when he's angry, or she gets, nasty when she's mean and angry. And, you can either accept it and be like, you know what, I'll let her vent. I know where I can just position myself to not let it take me down personally. And then on the other side, when you can actually talk and, make it work. But that's part of the hard work about a relationship. It is work. It is, when you go to your job and you have a shitty boss, you just quit all the time.
Right. No, that's part of life.
When you get into those type of relationships, you've already bonded with the person. We forget that biological aspect of a relationship. When you get past that attraction stage, when you fall in love with a person, they become your family. They become a part of your family. They become integrated in your life. It's not like people just think, oh, let me go and cheat, or let me go and do this and do that. But fundamentally, most people, become like best friends. So, you're willing to kind of look past a lot of their faults because you're not looking for the faults. You're just, you're just more comfortable and familiar with the situation rather than, thinking that this is a brand new relationship and you still, have time to look around. I don't think it's a natural progression in a relationship for people to be, nitpicking all the qualities of their partner unless they've fallen out of love with the person, and that's at the very end of the relationship.
It's interesting. One thing that has changed a lot of relationships is weight loss surgery, and there's a lot of people who,
that's a red flag.
Right? They're both like chubby, right? And then one person says, "You know what? I'm tired of being chubby," so they have the surgery, and then now they're fit or whatever, and now
they're looking for somebody else.
Right. And then the other mate is like, "Oh, dang, maybe I should have had it with him," or something like that. So and if they quote unquote upgraded in some way, it could be an upgrade financially, it could be upgrade in looks or whatever, maybe start hitting the gym, start dressing differently, whatever it might be. And then now they feel like, you know what? I'm now on a different category now. So my options are better. So let me cash in on that. So that kills relationships too, as well. But then again, though, you got to wonder if that person was really with you anyway, though.
Yeah, that is a red flag in a lot of relationships, including my own. When she scheduled a surgery in South America, and then 2 weeks before the surgery, she asked for the divorce.
Oh wow!
She's been cheating on you this whole time.
Wow, South America though.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's cheaper there.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think part of it is how people approach marriage, because, like, maybe I'm more the minority, but I don't know. There's a lot of us out there that, like, if you're church-going folk, about something called a covenant, where it's not just an agreement between you and your mate, but it's also an agreement between you, your mate, and God.
Right.
So that has a bit of weight to it, and you kind of think about it before, wanting to.
I don't know how much weight it has for many people.
Well, it depends on if you're religious or not. Like, if you're not religious and you don't, get the concept of covenant, that's cool. I mean, that's it's.
I don't know, because I see people using the Bible as the excuse to wander.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, oh,
in 3 Timothy it says
like they'll manipulate the words to say, oh, well, I'm supposed to not deal with this relationship. I should be looking for something else. I should better myself. I should blah 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 blah. And then and then that's how religion gets used. It's almost like politics. You pick and choose your verses to fit your narrative, and then you create an action. But I'm sure not everybody's like that, but it's observable.
Okay.
Well, Shannon Ford Jefferson, any last words on this topic?
No.
Is it going to be forever, Shannon? It's going to be forever, Shannon?
No.
You
Get
silly.
the camera off my face.
You silly. You got your camera on your face. I'm just accessing. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for participating in the show tonight. I still see your face. So we'll start with you, Anna. How can we get you in social media? Anna, do you do any podcasts?
No, I'm actually been asked to be a guest on a podcast of a friend of mine. They have some kind of they're in the wine and spirit space.
Okay.
They wanted me to be part of podcast like one of their shows. So we haven't scheduled that yet because summer and stuff. But it's something I've been asked to do. Just one show. And I was a guest on another friend of mine's show last week. But I'm not producing shows. I'm more trying to facilitate other people to have their shows be spectacular as best I can.
Thank you. So how can are you on Instagram?
How to find me on the socials? Everywhere I'm some derivative of A Roundsville or A Anna Roundsville. Twitter, I think I'm A Roundsville. Instagram, I'm Anna Roundsville, but don't fall for the one that's Anna.Roundsville. That's a imposter. I'm working on trying to get rid of that one.
I can't stand that person.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
We all share the account. We all share the account, actually. No, that's cool. I've had, fortunately, I haven't had on Instagram, but I've had on Facebook people clone my. Yeah. If I ever ask you for money, and it's not me, it's some imposter. But if I find out you gave the imposter money, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right.
Because I'd be like, hey, what about me?
I know, right? I mean, I could have asked you for $500 all this time.
You could ask. It's not gonna happen this week. But,
I could have got that money. I'd be like, man, oh. Yeah. All right. So, Carlos, how can we get you in social media? And when we gonna get to know you again?
Right now I have my hands in so many things. So there are some artists and stuff that I'm trying to line up, but I've been kind of putting that on hold. But soon, hopefully. I don't have a schedule yet.
Okay.
But in terms of social media, Carlos Phoenix in every platform.
All right. Oh, we're gonna be. You're a fan of the movie Fire and Ice, right?
Frazetta, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be covering that in a couple of weeks. So
that's cool. So I was friends with him, and his daughters have copies of my paintings. So yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I love. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Well, if you also know Boris, who's another sci-fi fantasy artist, I've actually had his son live, and then and I'm friends with Boris as well. I went to school with his son, so
yeah, it's a great film, and we'll be covering it not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Cool.
So I think that's the first. I believe it's the first, right? Yeah, it's the first. So, Brian, how can we get you, the chief hustler at the Hustle Zone?
You can get me at Hustle Zone TV or Hustle Zone, depending on the platform. And you can also get me at Brand Savant. If you look up I am Brand Savant or Brand Savant on social media platforms, you can find me there.
And when are you going to come out with the EP?
EP? You know what? When I get my poop in a group and get my stuff together, I have an idea for an album that I want to do, but I want to get into the spoken word side of things. I want to be able to express my creativity a little bit more than I've been able to do that.
And Ryan, rappers never retire. You can't retire.
I've retired that. I don't feel the same way. I can't write the way. I don't even like when I listen to some of the beats. I just am not into it. So I want to be able to do an artistic. I'm an artist. I had a friend by the name of Ibo. He was a reggae artist here. He would always call me. He'd be like, "What?" He'd be like, "Ryan, the young lion." He would always tell me that. He's like, "Young lion, you're an artist. You're not. You're not just a rapper. You're not just a designer. You're an artist." I'm an artist. I want to be known as that. So I just want to create based on what my heart tells me to do. And when I'm motivated and inspired, I'll create. But I think the spoken word thing has been great. And like Shannon, obviously inspired me to do some of the poetry stuff because, just she has inspired me. A lot of her work inspires me. So
she inspires me too. Yeah. Yeah, you got to come out with that COVID mixtape though.
No. No, but you know what? Nas came out with a new album over the weekend, and it's those kind of albums that really get me going, that make me want to like pull out my keyboard and pull out my mic and start writing again, because he's such a storyteller. And I want to be able to create a project that I can pay for, that I can take on the road, that I can artistically look like, kind of like a Kanye show. I love Kanye's, I love the way that Kanye interprets his music, or like Beyonce, the way she did the Black is King, Black is King movie. All of those things to me are the things that inspire me to do work. But I want to get past this hustle zone thing first. I want to get this up and running, so I can start focusing on more of the artistic side of, to express myself that way, because I feel like I can offer more to people if they kind of knew that side,
And man, we want to hear your bars, man. So just get it done.
Get it done.
Do what you can, man. But no, I appreciate that, and we appreciate you, brother, man. And Kanye is canceled. Hilarious. Dr. Tachi, what's up, Dr. Tachi? All right. And Shannon, how can we get you in social media? The inspirational one.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Shannon Ford, like the president. Jefferson, like the president. That's it.
Wow, that was so inspirational.
You can always tell when the show is done, because all you gotta do is look at her facial expressions, and Shannon will tell you when the show is over the threshold.
I've been up since 4:00. I am tired.
I always look at Shannon's face because I want to know when we've reached the pinnacle of the conversation.
Right.
And usually when she starts going like this, show's over.
Show is over. Show is out.
You can get me at Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram, of course. IndieRadio.org is the website. I love you guys. God bless. Stay safe and stay classy.
Bye.